I'm just going to get that out of the way to start with. Yeah, I'm a bibliotherapist and I work in West Cumbria. I was trained by the Reader organisation in Liverpool, and the type of bibliotherapy that we do is called Get Into Reading. We run weekly sessions. At the moment with the group, they wanted to read more, so we actually have 2 meetings a week. And it's all about shared reading. So we read aloud, we read together, and it's our shared responses to what we're reading. And it's about what does the poem mean to us, or what does the text mean to us, not what was the author's intention. The Get Into Reading bibliotherapy works with vulnerable adults specifically. In Liverpool, they run sessions in prisons on mental health wards, things like that. The group that I work with have got mental health support needs or come from addictions backgrounds. I just want to read a quote by Blake Morrison, who's the patron of the Reader organisation. This is surely the therapeutic power of literature. It doesn't just echo our experience, recognise, vindicate and validate it. It takes us to places we haven't imagined, but which, once seen, we never forget. When literature is working, the right words in the right place, it offers an orderliness which can shore up readers against the disorder or lack of control that affects them. Our work with Dove Cottage started with the Mary Shelley exhibition. Mary Shelley is my worshipful woman. So I got ridiculously overexcited at seeing the original manuscript of Frankenstein. So excited that Carrie had to come over and check that I was all right and calm me down. I revisited the exhibition about 5 or 6 times, bringing through various relatives, friends that I was forcing it down their necks, but also with my reading group. Members of my group didn't really get why I was getting so ridiculously overexcited at the manuscript. But that was our first introduction. Carrie put me in touch with Jeff once I told her about the kind of work that I was doing, reading great literature with vulnerable people. I don't shy away from the big texts. We have read Wordsworth, we have read Coleridge. At the moment, we're reading Macbeth and Dracula. We came through to a meeting with Jeff as well, looking at the manuscripts of the notebooks, but also a letter. And it was actually on seeing the letter that Colin, who's with us as well, it was the letter that you're being passed around actually. That really inspired Colin. He didn't understand why I got excited about the Frankenstein thing, but once he actually saw Wordsworth's handwritten letter, we saw how he crammed so much information onto the paper because the paper's so expensive. That really that got you inspired. And Colin actually has started a little correspondence among 4 or 5 of us within the group now, actually write letters to each other. Again, we were texting, we were using Facebook, we were keeping in touch that way. But we were inspired by seeing the actual original letter to start writing letters between us, and how lovely it is to receive something through the post that isn't the Gatsby, as was mentioned. Colin entertains me hugely by writing his letters in the style of Wordsworth. So it's written on the side and written like that. I made an experiment of actually folding up one of my letters in that style and posting it, and it got to you, didn't it? It got there. So the Get Into Reading is the core activity of the group. Inspired by the visits that we've made here, inspired by the letters, really we started to do a lot more activities. We go out on cultural trips. We came to the Frankenstein Sings events that was held here. We came through to listen to the 3 poet laureates at the weekends, which was fascinating. The next day, we've had a very busy week this week. The next day it was World Book Night, and we held an event, and inspired by listening to the 3 poet laureates reading, 4, maybe 5 members of the group stood up and read poems that they'd actually started writing themselves. So we had a wonderful World Book Night. That was really inspiring and really emotional. I was in tears with with the poem that I'm going to ask Colin to share with us in a minute. With our group, we seem to start with one thing, and very quickly it snowballs and gets bigger and turns into something else, and it all feels very serendipitous, the things that happen to us and the way things are going. I was recently reading the biography, The Young Romantics, and there's a quote in there which I want to share with you because it completely reflects what our group is about. So the result was, by the end of his prison sentence, Hunt had established sociability as an important ideological principle. He did so in an experiment in living which elevated the rituals of friendship, communal dialogue, music making, letter writing, shared reading, so that in Hunt's rooms in the old infirmary, these rituals took on a cooperative, oppositional significance, which reflected the group's diversity as well as its coherence. That for me sums up exactly what our group is about. We're a hugely diverse group. We come from backgrounds of psychotherapy, nuclear science, literature, and it's our diversity which gives us our strength and our coherence. One of the other responses that we've had to specifically the Frankenstein exhibition, one of our members is an artist, and I just wanted to show you some of the... He knocks these up in the night, doesn't he? But I just wanted to show you some of the responses to the manuscripts that the artist has made. So this is his first experiment in using charcoal, wasn't it? I don't think he's ever used charcoal in his life. But yeah, can't sleep at night, so he sits up and comes up with these.
I think you told me that this person has never drawn.
No, that's not this one. This one, yeah. There is another guy who's just discovered a painting talent, and I was going to bring some of his with me.
This is the creature.
Yeah. but it was in response to the Frankenstein exhibition, and while he was painting your portrait, he did have the creature in mind. while he was painting my portrait, he said that he had Mary Shelley in mind.
Oh.
Which I was surprised. So yeah, I just wanted to show you some of the different responses to the manuscripts that we've got here. Yeah, over to Colin to read a poem that's going to make me cry so I'm going to sit down.
I'm the nuclear physicist she talks about. She's talking about. I'm not an academic, but I must admit I found coming here particularly inspiring. I love the way the handbooks and things are handwritten. And I handwrite on purpose because I'm inspired by that evolution of that process of creating a poem. I wish I'd brought the 5 previous copies with all the crossings out on. Next time. This is a poem really about the people that come to our group. And I'm not going to apologise about the language. All the best people I know are Jakies. All the best people I've ever known are Jakies. Let me explain my slang. Jakies are pissheads and snorters, injectors and bombers, potheads and smackheads. I'm sure you get the picture. People often call us wasters, a burden on society. We're not wasters, we're just lost, or hurting, or just not whole, misused or abused. When we're clean or dry, we're brilliant, we shine like stars. We're poets and authors, scholars and artists, gardeners and lovers. We are bound together in a permanent state of recovery, following our mantra that there isn't anything more important than my recovery. It makes us sound selfish, but we're not mean. Because to live is to recover, and to recover is to live. All the best people I know are Jakies.